online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Markeia McCarty, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey everyone! Welcome to our Sailor Moon After Show right here at AFTERBUZZ TV. You can send your comments and your questions and all that good stuff at hashtag ABTV. Sailor Moon is a very, very long one. That being said, I am Kaori Takee, and you can follow me at KAORIOUS. I think that lower third is right there. And I've got a great panel with me and a very, very special guest. I'm going to introduce them, starting with Markeia right here.
So you guys can follow me on Twitter at Markeia McCarty. That's MarkeiaMcCarty.
And moving down the line, got Megan.
Hi guys, you can follow me on Twitter at the Mengwin. That's TheMenguin.
And the lovely Emma.
Hello, you can follow me on Twitter at Emma Fyffe. It's my name.
That is her name. And we got a very special Sailor Senshi hanging out on the couch, Sailor Jupiter.
Hello.
Yay! Amanda Miller. Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we are going to recap with the lady in Jupiter.
Yes, this is my couch. Royal couch, I'm so sore.
Alright, so we are going to do Sailor Moon Crystal's Act 23, Covert Maneuvers Wiseman. But before we get into the whole dissecting, overall thoughts of this episode?
Don't we have something to talk about first, or
what? No, we gotta go through different topics first.
All right.
Don't worry, I got this.
I believe in you. Good episode, with the exception of one horrible scene that I didn't need my eyes didn't need to see, and I will forever be in my brain.
I think everyone feels the same way.
Cried out in disgust, which I have never done watching Sailor Moon. So I have a lot of feelings about how not okay I am right now.
You've never cried out in disgust at any of like Mamoru's outfits, like ever?
Well, see,
lavender
the classic.
Lavender pants.
That's true. Looking at them nowadays, it is like, oh.
Dry heaving.
Yeah.
He's retro. It's all hipster now.
Was it ever cool though? Like,
No.
I would still do him.
He was cool.
that wasn't what we were debating. I don't think anybody here would.
No, everybody would do him.
But
would
you're
disagree.
absolutely right. Those outfits were atrocious, even by 90s standards.
Yeah.
I found the episode to be beautiful. It was graphically beautiful, and I loved it, except for that one scene where it's just my eyes started burning, and they were burning into my head, into my brain.
Yeah.
But the rest of the episode was
Guys,
beautiful.
I might end up on the floor by the time we get to that topic.
We can just blind you to this moment. Emma, what do you
My
think?
roommate did entitle this episode Act 23 Incest.
Oh,
Yeah,
So,
that sounds about right.
so really weird daddy issues.
yeah, I mean, this episode really, at the heart of it, was all about little Chibiusa's Electra Complex dreams come true.
Yeah, quite. Amanda, what do you think?
I mean, again, I'm not going to be like, I love the incest. I don't know what you guys are talking about. The good old American way, even though the show's Japanese. Anyway, no, I really liked the episode. I think Chibiusa as a black lady is scary as balls.
She's so freaking
great.
scary.
Like, I mean, like in the old one, she was like, oh, like she was elegant and all that, and she's still elegant, but like when she's got those glowing eyes and she's with Wiseman, I'm just like, okay,
She's
she cried.
a new level of insane.
She looks great in this episode.
Really, yeah.
The only thing I would say, and this is being ridiculous on my end, is I don't like her outfit. I mean,
the same outfit.
I don't like it. I never liked it. I've never liked it, and I still don't like that outfit. I don't know what it is. It's like,
I want to see her like trip out and do some supervillain powers, like that fast thing that
She's tripping out,
Emerald
though.
did, and break something in half with like long fingers. I want that so bad.
I mean, here is my only thing regarding the particular scene that the elephant in the room, which is that, creepy as it was. And I'm not justifying it by saying, oh, it was in the manga. It was in the manga. But it just did add that extra level of, like, creepy to Dark Lady, or Black Lady. Black Lady.
Yeah.
Dark Lady's a Cher song. Okay.
Well, can I just say how weird it is, though? Like, every time I'm like, oh, yeah, Black Lady was scary as balls. I'm like, can we put the right emphasis on the right word, or else it's going to be, like, racist?
I really don't like that either. I keep wanting to call her Wicked Lady, because to me that doesn't sound insulting or weird.
Right.
Yeah, it just kind of sounds like a Bowie song.
yeah, Wicked Lady.
Right. Well, guys, we want to thank you for always tuning in to AfterBuzz TV, and we appreciate it so much. But we would love it if you guys can go over to podcast1.com and take our survey so we can better improve our shows. Drop some comments. It only takes about 3 minutes at podcast1.com, so we can do some really good stuff at AfterBuzz TV. So just go over there again, podcast1.com, drop in and respond to that survey. Boom. All right, guys, let's get into this episode. So it starts off pretty much with, Sailor Moon freaking out, wondering where her child and her man went.
Yeah, but totally believing in him, even though he doesn't have the space key, but somehow he will power through.
Make it.
I love that the guy with the biggest track record for getting kidnapped and brainwashed, she's like, I totally believe.
I know, like, what's up with that? I was just thinking that in this last episode. I'm like, can you not, like, Mamoru, can you, like, that makes our job a lot harder as Sailor Guardians. We could actually be saving the world if you weren't always kidnapped, brainwashed, or, like, doing some evil crap.
Yeah.
Like, we get it, like, just, I don't know.
Get it together.
Stay home, lock your doors.
It's like, don't you have a test to study for?
Yeah.
Aren't you like a lawyer or something?
He's supposed to go to a
Are you
really
doctor?
prestigious high school, so...
Look, guys, I understand. He really wants to make himself useful.
He does.
does.
And so from that point of view, I sort of understand his reckless behavior in the previous episode where he chose to go running off into the space-time storm without a key.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with what he did to try to go after and save people.
Right.
But it's like, it's a trope that we've seen so many times in Sailor Moon that it's getting to be a joke.
It's the track record. It's like, this time was justified, but the 25 times previously that you were brainwashed or kidnapped, like...
He is a little bit of a damsel.
Everybody gets one. Everybody gets one arc where they get kidnapped and brainwashed. Unless you're Inuyasha.
Look,
that happens a lot.
I can defend Mamo-chan because it's his daughter going in there.
That is true.
It's a big deal. He
Logic would fly out the window.
Imagine if he was a father and be like, oh, well, there she goes. I'll wait for my future wife to
come back and save her.
And Sailor Moon was still gone at the time, too.
That's true.
Yeah, I totally see your point there, Kaori.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
It just couldn't have, snatched one of the space-time keys.
That would have been nice.
Just like, yoink! And then
I mean, apparently, if you walk far enough into the storm, you just end up right at the bad guy's headquarters, because that's what
convenient.
Chibi-Yusa.
Well, I mean, and basically what Sailor Pluto explained was that Chibi-Yusa wandered so far into the storm, and then there was some energy, the dark energy of Wiseman, that drew her into his dimension. Right. And so at that point, she'd already been kidnapped and brainwashed and made into Black Lady, and so, that's how Mamoru ended up getting sucked into the same.
But how fitting is it that Mamoru follows them, because then she gets everything she wants.
Everything she wanted?
For the time being.
Yeah, everything she wants.
No.
Okay, let's just talk. We'll get there.
They do say you always want a guy like your dad. She didn't want to settle for a guy like you. No. She went for the real deal.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And I would think that her and Sapphire would, Saphir would be a really good match, because he kind of has a Mama-chan thing going on, and he's like evil, and he's her age.
And not her father.
Yes, not her father.
A lot of the people in our chat were saying that they didn't really feel that Black Lady was so much an adult as she was a teenager. Not that makes it any any less.
Yeah, no,
That
still
doesn't make it
creepy
okay,
as hell, guys. Still creepy as hell.
Although I will say, can I say that with the whole running into the time storm thing, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't, and this is just the Doctor Who fan in me, but I'm a little disappointed that we didn't have a little bit of timey-wimey kind of play, because I feel like you can do a lot with time distortion stuff.
And you know what? You bringing that up, when she like swooned and then like wakes up to everybody's around the bed and the mom's like, oh, you did a concussion. I was wait, did we just go alternate? Did that just happen?
Yeah, that was weird.
Did the time storm create an alternate universe?
Like, what? And she's like, in another Usagi that none of this has happened. And I'm like, and then it was just, well, they explained it.
I will say I really enjoy seeing the Sailor Senshis with her again at the beginning, being like, we're behind you, even though we might die right now. Let's do it.
And,
you know?
and that actually was something that I found Sailor Moon Crystal did more of even than the manga did in this act, where, I mean, in the manga there's a lot of talk about them supporting each other, but in this they like really drove that point home that like, no, we are your guardians. We're going to stand by you. If you're running off into that space-time storm, we're going down with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Though I would like to point out, Amanda, that you got gypped out of some lines.
Yeah, you did.
Because in Sailor Moon Crystal, they had Usagi resolving for herself the idea that, no, I understand why Mamoru's doing what he's doing. It's because Chibiusa is our precious child from the future, and he wants to do anything to protect her. And in the manga, it was actually Sailor Jupiter who's like, Sailor Moon, you gotta get it together.
Get yourself together. Ain't nobody got time for this.
Which is exactly, incidentally, how Amanda would have delivered that line.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that episode yet, so there's still time. Well, no, I guess there's
It's not happening.
no, sorry.
Crystal moves on real fast. But let's get into some Black Lady action, because that's the big deal. But before we do that, I also want to let you guys know that here's another one, guys, and another one coming for you. Dance Battle America is coming to ABC. It is pretty much Markeia Menounos as well as Julianne Hough's thing. If you guys have been following her on Instagram and Twitter, they've been kind of at battles with Dance Wars, creating really fun dance acts, and now it's coming to ABC. That being said, you guys can submit some fun dancing videos at dancebattleamericacasting.com. Show us what you got. Show Maria what you got. Yeah.
Let's
there
see
you go. All right, so let's talk about Black Lady.
Yes.
Okay.
Because this is the first time we really see her in action. Yeah. We see her motivation, and everything that we kind of felt that Chibiusa was tenfold and confirmed here. At least I think so. Like the creepiness side of her being in love with her father.
Well, can we talk about this scene between her and Diamond and Sapphire?
Yes.
Real quick, like. On the one hand, it's really cool to see her development and watch just how kind of off the rails she's gotten. On the other hand, it's like, oh, we have these two characters who are undergoing character development. Let's just hit the reset button on that and pretend like it didn't happen.
Well,
You know when that force of energy hit them, and then Saphir's like, I'm like, oh wow, did they kill him?
Oh, that
just like before. I thought it was the done deal.
No, I totally got freaked out when Wiseman shot the energy at Damon, who, tried to block it, and in deflecting it, it ended up hitting Saphir. I was just like, oh gosh, I'm sorry. I felt terrible. Also, I would like to point out that when they woke up, when they were like on the floor in the core of Nemesis underneath the reactor, then Saphir's like, hey, where's Rubius? Like, did you not know he died in the last episode?
I thought that was
A lot was happening.
To be fair, there was a lot going on.
There was a lot happening, but like, she super murdered him. Like, nobody said anything.
She's creepy, and it's because she's getting everything she wants that she felt like she couldn't have. Suddenly she's powerful when she was, I guess, weak in her past, where she was picked on in her own, kingdom.
And now she seems to have infinite evil ghost powers. So she's a little ghost-like, I feel, in her movement.
Very much so.
It wasn't even about the fact that he was running away. It's just she was like, those camo pants. I can't.
You gotta go. I'm sorry.
He's like, my dad has style. You don't.
Oh.
But I did love how just graphically beautiful it was with like her
I totally
in this
agree.
environment, edge of space-time. I mean, that's in my top 3 for this entire season of just like the beautifulness. And it's like, oh, this is so evil. And then there's that draw to it too. So I loved seeing her in this environment as opposed to, you know, when you saw her as a small lady, Usagi Small Lady Millennium.
Usagi Small Lady Serenity. So basically,
Serenity.
my mom's
Yes.
name, my mom's name, nickname based on my mom's name, my mom's name.
Yeah, I
So
want to be
no
my
dad
mom.
in that name.
She 1,000,000% she wants to be her mother.
Yeah, she does.
She wants to replace her.
She does. In an Electra complex kind of way, though, I would like to point out that Kyra France in our chat says that she doesn't think that Chibiusa sees Mamoru the same way that she sees her father. Like, even though they're one and the same person, I sort of get what she's saying, and I think it is a little bit supported by some of the action that happens in this episode, because when Black Lady goes to the future and encounters her spirit dad, like, she doesn't seem to be like trying to make out with him or anything.
Well, he's a spirit. It's like,
She knows it's futile.
Come here, let's do pottery together. Yes.
How sad is it to see, and I know this is going backwards, but to see Mamo-chan like eyes all blank again and just going through that again.
Been there, done that.
I know. It's like, oh,
Normally,
man.
I would be sad because I really like the mind control trope, but even I have a quota where I'm like, okay, guys, we need to move on from this.
Yeah.
We've been here.
Get him like a helmet, like a Magneto helmet or something. I don't know. Like, how do you prevent the mind control
He
rays?
doesn't wear his top hat as much anymore.
True, that actually had like deflective capabilities.
Yeah, it was like his tinfoil hat.
Yeah, he should be aware that, well, look, I am susceptible to this kind of thing.
Stuff,
So,
yeah.
mental exercises.
I like the way you said it. Made it sound like a first date confession, where it's like, look, I just want to be upfront. I'm very susceptible to mind control. I feel like going forward in a relationship, this is something I wanted you to know.
You know what? I'm going to do that on my next first date. I'm going to do that.
I get kidnapped a lot. If that's a deal breaker for you, this might not work.
This is not.
That's awesome. That's a great opener. That should be like on like a dating profile.
I'm proud of it, but it's
Nice.
part of who I am.
Loves moonlit, walks on the beach, and getting kidnapped.
Roses.
Roses, definitely. Guitar riffs.
What was the bad guy's name? I forgot his name. All of a sudden, I'm brain farting.
Wiseman?
Wise man.
Wiseman.
Death
Yes.
Phantom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Same thing.
That creepy guy who just hangs out.
Yeah, him.
He is creepy. Like
Beast hand.
the voice thing that's happening. At first, I'm like, that's silly, but then after a while, I'm like, it's really unnerving because it's just like.
And if any of you guys who are watching have seen Cute High Earth Defense Club Love, he sounds exactly the same as the pink wombat, like, mascot character in that gives the boys their magical powers. So it's very unnerving.
He's really creepy, but I feel like Chibiusa, Black Lady, kind of rivals, and she's not scared of him. It's an
She's
interesting
not. No,
relationship, you know?
it's something that I was noticing in this episode, that it's kind of like Demond and Saphir at this point are super expendable because Wiseman has found his ultimate ally in Black Lady.
Yeah, and now she's gonna go fetch the second legendary Silver Crystal.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time, right? I mean, for like Black Lady to be like, I don't need you. You know, she has all this power that's been locked away for the 900 years that she wasn't able to access it. And then, like, now she's Black Lady. It's just a matter of time where she's
Yeah.
like, dude, you're old.
Dude, you old. You're not my father. I don't want you.
Wait, can somebody explain to me? That was one thing that confused me. They were like, oh, this thing, it doesn't work. It's like a piece of jewelry from Claire's. And she's like, oh, well, because it runs off the queen's heart. He's like, oh, great. Well, let's get the other one. I'm like, didn't they just say it runs off of her heart? So
Yeah.
it's like, it'll be useless in anybody else's hands,
Except
right?
hers. Yeah, even if you take her crystal.
Right, whether it's past or future, it's not going to work without the queen, right?
I mean, to be fair, Wiseman did say, let's go capture the queen and Sailor Moon. Initially, he was just like, let's get the crystal. And I think
You're
Black
like-
Lady talked some sense.
But I
into
think,
him.
I mean, you know, there's a huge flaw in that plan where it's like, hey, okay, so we've got the queen here. Okay, great, and we got the crystal queen. We you know, we did a U-Haul. We have her here. We've got the things. All right, make this work. Do this for
Have any
us.
of you guys seen somebody put a sketch on YouTube making fun of Tuxedo Mask?
best.
The Wildcats one? or something?
Yeah, that's the one
great.
where the villain is like, I'm just here to get a gem, and she's like, oh, take it. I'm like rolling in gems.
She's like, it runs off the power of my heart. So
like, good luck using it.
He's like, thanks. That was my job, just to get it. I don't need to do it
for him.
It was hilarious.
Well, in the meantime, we have Neo Queen Serenity in her palace, still encased in all these beautiful crystals.
Yeah, can we talk about Diana, unlikely voice of reason?
Yeah. And so, first King Endymion is like,
cute.
look, I see you woke up. Why didn't you wake up? And then Diana's like, guess what? It's because everything's still okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten to crisis point yet. It's like let's have some marshmallows and hot chocolate.
And it's like, wait a minute, but there's a black lady. I think there's a crisis.
Yeah.
Hey, now.
To be fair,
All right.
There's a little bit too much emphasis on black here.
Sorry.
No need for alarm.
there's a
it's black lady.
Yeah.
Black lady. Yeah. I'm better.
All the things they could have named her. It is so annoying.
Black moon lady.
Even if they just put the moon in the middle.
Yeah.
Or even anything would have been better.
But okay, let's talk about this Diana thing. Like, first time talking, really cute.
I know.
That's true. This is the first time.
No. When they first got to
but
Neo
really
Crystal
having
Tokyo.
like a kind of conversation instead of being like meow.
Yeah.
But she is so adorable, but as cute as she is, it's like, no, honey, you're a cat. You don't understand.
I was totally on board with Diana. I was like,
Me too.
as me, I knew, oh yeah, it's getting serious out there. But I mean, Diana doesn't know that. She's in the castle and she's really trying to cheer the king up. And I thought she was extremely wise in the way she went about doing it.
She was, and I think she, what's the word? Relieved him.
Yeah, sure.
What I really love, though, that just goes back to Mamoru's susceptibility. It's like he's so easily like persuaded. He's like, yep, you're right, talking cat. Everything's gonna be okay.
Until black lady comes into the palace,
Lord.
and she tries to mess with her mother, and the mother and the Sailor Moon comes in. She tries to grab the crystal, and then she throws her off.
I did really like that scene because they've established. Although it's kind of interesting because we've seen some of the other Sailor Scouts in that building, but I thought it was interesting that she was expelled from the palace.
That was amazing.
moment, and I really did like. She's like, oh, I guess I'm no longer eligible. Eligible. That's a word.
Well, and then once again, I'm not sure if this is a translation difference or just once again, because Crystal sometimes changes things a little bit or like amps scenes up and cuts other scenes from the manga. But like in the manga, she just gets repelled. In Crystal, she got expelled from the whole palace.
That was cool.
Yeah, the thing
awesome.
that I really liked about that was after she gets bodily thrown like half a mile away from the palace, she gets up like, yeah, I wanted that to happen. I knew that was going to happen.
And she tried
next
to
plan.
justify it by being like, oh, none of that. I totally expected that. They all hated me all the time anyway.
All according to my plan. Yeah, that's how that went.
Like, yeah, brush it off.
I will say, and I think this is going backwards, but I really enjoyed watching them all transform in that one sequence.
It was cool, yeah.
It made me remember that when the first episode of Sailor Moon Crystal, I wanted to cry after like nearly 20 years of not seeing her transform.
Yeah.
So it was like that memory.
I did cry watching episode 1.
Right?
The new transformation sequence. Even though I'd already seen it on YouTube, I still cry. I cry at every episode of Sailor Moon Crystal. So.
I feel really heartless now because I was super critical and judgmental the first time I saw it.
I remember you were saying like you kept thinking anatomy, right?
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those fans that's like, well, it's not like the 90s anime.
I would like to point out that according to Omega Buck 01 in the chat, funny fact, in the original series, Diana also had a crush on her dad.
Oh, God.
Oh, what? Wait, the manga or the classic 90s?
In the classic 90s anime, as far as I know, because I haven't noticed that in the manga, and I haven't really watched the Super S of the 90s, because they changed the story so much and didn't even have the outer senshi in it at all. But that's neither here nor there.
I don't remember that at all. I mean, is he talking about like just nuzzling? Because
I don't know. Yeah, so Omega Buck 01, very intriguing. Please provide us with your sources.
Gross. Yep.
So Chibiusa is in love with her dad and at one point a horseman. And she hangs out with they keep
With
the
a
same
cat,
company. Like the cat also is in love with her dad.
Yeah.
She needs love.
Who's arguably in love with Minako. So
There's a whole lot of
I think
something going on.
I think what we need here, and normally I'm the exact opposite. Normally I advocate for more female characters in shows, but I feel like we need at least a few more token guys so that we can stop having this plotline.
Yeah, maybe a few more guest stars coming in, and like the whole scene between Sailor Jupiter and what's his name, Mamoru's #1 fan when she was sick. This is right. Yeah, like scene like that where he comes in and they just have a really nice moment. He's obviously got a crush on her.
Wait, he has a crush on Sailor Jupiter, right?
Yeah. Asanuma does.
Didn't I say Sailor Jupiter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, what is
He's like, I don't know, am I talking in circles? Where am I?
But like something like that, where you have like this guest star, he comes in every now and again. There's some plot and character development, and then you don't see him for a while. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come in when you need a love story. That way we, like I said, we can just avoid this whole thing.
See,
There's enough for everyone. You get a boyfriend, and you get a boyfriend, and you get a boyfriend.
I'm okay with very limited
Look
love
under your
stories.
seats.
Look under your seats. You get a boyfriend.
So this act ends with Black Lady pretty much explaining herself. Did I do that right this time? Okay.
Black Lady.
Okay. It ends with this awkward cliffhanger.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god.
I gotta say, Crystal's been doing that a lot. It ends like right when it's building momentum, and then it's like, okay, see you in 2 weeks, guys.
I'm curious to see, like, once all the episodes are out, if I know some people were critical of like the fact that it is kind of weirdly paced and that it does end always on a cliffhanger and it loses momentum because 2 weeks go by and I forget what happened. And, it's just like, and you're not as like on the edge of your seat. But I wonder if, once you can marathon it, if people might come back to it and start to be like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know.
Because I think, and this is true of the manga as well, that it's much more of a continuous, super serialized story rather than having many episodes that are fairly episodic like they did in the 90s anime.
Yeah.
Well, and for the 90s anime, we got it every day. So,
we got it every day. In Japan, they didn't get every day when it was originally airing, but
their problem.
Sounds like a personal problem, Japan.
All right, so before we get to talk to Amanda Miller, is there anything we want to talk about this act?
I do want to say that only in this show can you get a power upgrade by getting evil earrings. Yeah, I did like that. I did enjoy that.
The evil earrings.
They already had the evil earrings. I don't know what she did.
But Saphir didn't have the earrings in the first place, but Demond did, so it's like Demond got like super earrings and Saphir got a starter pair.
Got the sensitive solutions starter kit of earrings.
Maybe it's a hand-me-down thing. He got a new
he got his old one.
There you go.
His brother's transferred.
I just want to give a couple shout-outs to people in the chat who acknowledged my cute High Earth Defense Club love and have continued to make references. Who was it? I think it was... J.R.R. Rutten said that Black Lady just needs a love shower, which is basically like their equivalent of moon healing escalation to make it better. So, yes, Josh, well played.
She needs a lot of things.
I need to watch the show. I've heard of it. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you all should watch it. It's amazing.
All right, guys. Well, let's move on to chatting with Amanda.
Hello.
Hello.
This is not comfortable. This look cool.
You look
does
hot.
look cool.
You look hot. The only thing missing is a little bit of green there, But
I'm still wearing my Fitbit.
I do like the boots. The boots look great.
Thanks.
I know, those are great.
So have you always been like a Sailor Moon fan, and what was it like being casted as Sailor Jupiter?
Yes.
So it must have been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching it, and I remember I saw it when I was visiting my grandparents in France. I saw it when I lived in Germany. So, I had seen this show in, all over the world. And I finally got to see it when it was in English, when it was on Toonami. And, I watched it every day, and it was amazing. And me and my friends would go and play in the backyard as the Sailor Guardians, and I played as Sailor Jupiter.
Yeah.
And she was my favorite.
Cool.
So it's still so surreal to be like, oh, guess what? Like what we were talking about earlier with, settling for the next best thing, where it's like, oh, well, I'll never be able to be with, this is a weird analogy, but she uses I'll never be able to be with my dad. I'm just going to go for my other dad. So for me, it was like, like whenever I auditioned for shows for the past couple of years, I'd be like, oh, this is like a magical girl show, and this character's like a tomboy. She's like Sailor Jupiter, and I like never would get it. And I was like, when am I going to get a chance to play a character like Sailor Jupiter?
That's so
and then I
cool.
end up Kim's like, well, will this do? Is this a good consolation prize? I'm like, yep, okay.
I'll take it.
That's awesome. You guys have
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So Sailor Jupiter, obviously, that's your absolute favorite. And I was reading your article that you posted on your blog like about a year ago now. Love how you break down Sailor Jupiter with how she's able to be more dynamic like women are in real life, with like being able to be girly and playful, but, you know, she's strong and, you know, gentle but brave and courageous also. So yes, Sailor Jupiter all day, every day. But who's the second? And why?
Of the inner?
Of the inner, yeah, just in case people don't know the outer. I used to say Mars because she was super badass. Yes. But it's weird. Over the years, I've grown more of an appreciation for Moon. Because she used to annoy the crap out of me as a kid. Because as a kid, you're like, oh, she's so annoying. Why does she cry? Why doesn't she just, you know, do well? Why does she, you know, like, but then as I got older, I realized, like, I'm a lot like Usagi in that, like, you know, I'm always late for things like today, or like, I'll like sleep through things, or I'll eat too much, or I'll try to like do something cool and just kind of trip over, like, you know, like earlier I was like trying to reach for my drink and I pulled the headset and I'm just like, you know, so it's like, I realized, I'm like, that's probably, Usagi's probably what at least I would be like if I was a superhero. Like, I wouldn't be as cool as I would like to be. Like, I think Jupiter's, like, aspirational. Like, I would want to be so, like, brave and all that. But I feel like I'd probably be like, oh, gosh, I peed myself. So...
You guys?
One thing that you guys have been doing is the Moonlight Slumber Parties, where they're it's kind of live cast for a couple of the episodes, and you guys just sit and chat with fans online. I was wondering, is there another one coming up? And if so, do you know when that'll be?
I know, I'm sure there will be one coming up, because those are, like, one of our favorite things. Like, Viz loves to do them. I love to, like, watch them and, like, mess with them on Twitter and, like, text them while they're doing their broadcast. I don't know when the next one will be, but I imagine, you know, the releases seem to be pretty regularly scheduled apart. So I guess, I don't know. Seems like they've been, like, 3-month increments.
Yeah, there seems to be a couple months in between.
And then they tend to put the episodes out, like, a month or two before the discs come out. So I feel like sometime this summer we might be seeing something. But don't quote me on that.
There's a lot of Sailor Moon stuff we've been wanting to see, confirmations and stuff, including the confirmation of crystals too.
Yeah,
right?
it's so funny. I keep seeing more articles now saying, because technically they're calling this second story arc season 2, even though it's really still kind of part of season 1, because they said season 1 was going to be 26 episodes. Yeah. I saw a thing the other day about season 3, but I still can't find any source that makes it sound 100% confirmed we're going to get the next story arc as well.
Yeah.
So, Amanda, you're working obviously now on both Crystal and on the 90s classic anime series. What would you say is the biggest difference between the two?
A lot. And I was surprised, because in my head I'm like, it's the same characters, it's fine, but it's the tone is so different. Yeah. Just the world is different. I feel like, you know, classic is more a world where you can have a monster that looks like Katy Perry and shoot frosting at you. And that's totally, like, within the realm of belief. Yeah. And so, you know, the comedy is more heightened and more, like, but the drama is also more heightened. Like, everything's just a little bit bigger, whereas in Crystal, everything's so, like, dramatic and serious and, like, withdrawn. So it's like in the old one, we'd be like, you know, sometimes we can border on a little bit of, like, cheese factor when we're like Sailor Moon, you know. But in this one we're like Sailor Moon, you know. It's like you almost feel like you're whispering. You're like Sailor Moon. So it's like
that is actually something that I noticed watching the 90s anime. I was like, wow, they all shout Sailor Moon. And
oh my gosh,
way more often.
The past couple episodes we were recording of Crystal were pretty much all Sailor Moon, Princess, and like everything's in unison. I'm like, guys, did they have like a cheer camp before they go on these missions? They're like, all right, let's practice our unison together. Okay, like
that was something that was kind of annoying in like a few of the episodes where it's like these these are individual characters. Why, as a show, are you treating them as a unit? It was kind of annoying.
Because it's easier for the writers, I'm sure, to be like, look, we're trying to focus on this main character. You guys will have your episodes here and there, but for the most part, just, I don't know. Here you go. You all have lines.
Cheer camp.
How different do you feel that Sailor Jupiter, your character, is between, you know, the 90s version and this one? Because, I mean, for as a viewer, obviously she seems a lot more like, she has a lot more heart. She's a lot more, like, I guess, feminine in this one.
Interesting.
That's how I took it. A little bit, like, more, you know...
I think I see where you're going in this.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any. I agree that overall, I would say she's a little bit more feminine from my perspective. And she also is missing her '90s character quirk of being obsessed with her 25 ex-boyfriends.
It's her one ex-boyfriend, and she's obsessed with 25 different guys who are like him.
Just like my ex-boyfriend.
So, like, do you have to get into, like, a different Sailor Jupiter mode, depending on the version?
Yeah. It's hard. I feel like with Crystal, we're still trying to pin it down. I think, like, I know as much as Emma doesn't like the 90s
I do
Sailor
like
Moon
the 90s
stuff.
anime. I just have some problems.
There are certain character markers that you can, like, always latch into with classic, because the character traits are so broad. So it's like, if I'm ever like lost, I'm like, well, Jupiter's probably going to be like, oh, come on, guys, it's fine, and blah blah blah, and oh, my boyfriend, and like, whereas in this one, we're still trying to figure out the personalities are more nuanced, I guess, or more subtle, so it's harder to find, like, an anchor point to latch onto.
Right.
So sometimes when we're recording, it takes a little while to get into that. Also, I feel like it's interesting that you think she's more feminine in Crystal.
No, not the... Oh, yeah, Crystal, yes.
Yeah.
Because in Classic, I feel like she was a little... I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm a reversey on that one.
I feel like this one, she's a
myself.
little tougher, and she's a little more, like,
She's
no-nonsense.
subdued.
You know,
and
yeah.
she's kind of like a waiting tiger in a way.
Yeah, she seems a little more fierce in this one. Like, she's fierce in both, but in this one... I don't know, but they do hit on the fact that she wants to be a bride and she wants to be in love.
I think they just draw her earrings prettier.
Crystal.
I was going to say, I think I know what it is. I think it's because Crystal is more of the fairy tale aspect. And it emphasizes that more. So the whole show feels a little bit more feminine.
More ethereal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
And if Sailor Jupiter had, like, an ending of your choice, what would it be for her? What would be her dream ending?
An ending?
Besides,
I was like, he's like, I will end you. She's like,
no, not a death, but, you know, like...
she's like, you know, like a Valkyrie riding a horse into battle. Like
Like, what would be her happily ever after?
That's a good way.
you can bring characters back from death. We all know who I'm talking about.
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
I've read so many fan fictions that I want that to happen. I've read alternate reality fan fictions where somehow they're not.
I'm so
they're
glad.
not gone.
With it. Let's go.
I'm so glad that we're united on this, Amanda.
Because I'm like, I know some people are like, that's too convenient that there's four of them, and then to those people, I'm just like, shh. Shut up.
We are, of course, talking about the unfortunately deceased Sheeta No.
They're a crater now.
Like, it's just like, it was so sudden. It was just kind of like, we remember who we are. It's like, it's like, oh wait, we remember who we are. And it's just like, nope.
It's like, doesn't matter.
It's just like, well.
So what would be her happy ending, according to Amanda Miller?
I mean, obviously she'd be with a guy who's better than her ex.
Like that's our happy ending.
And her Deke ex, Freddie.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I know that sounds weird to be like, for such a strong character to be like, oh, she finds a man, but like for her, that is something where it's like, you know, I don't think it makes her any less strong. That's kind of what I touched on in the article about like how she's super strong, but she's also allowed to want the stereotypically quote unquote feminine things of like wanting to find a man who loves her back and all that stuff. So I think for her, she'd want that. She seems like somebody who would either want to like be a chef or have children to cook for and like love her food. I don't know. I feel like maybe a chef. Like she'd run her own bakery.
She could do both.
Yeah.
She could do both because
she's got her ish together. You know?
Oh, could you imagine like Nephrite at home, like being a stay-at-home dad with all their little like brunette children and they're like with fabulous hair, fabulous flowy curly hair.
I just want to say, Amanda, that Karita Reed and Emily Pasternak in the chat, they support you. And Emily specifically says, you never know, Mamo-chan still has their stones.
Okay. That's phrasing,
true.
interesting phrasing. It's like got you by the stones. Because that's what one of the fanfics I'd read was about. And I'm like, that's a possibility. We should write to Naoko and be like, look, I know you already finished your series, but can we retool some of this stuff? Because apparently from this fanfic I read, they can be brought back from their stones. It's doable. I mean, you bring the Sailor Guardians back like every season.
It's so true.
How many times has Mamo died? I don't.
I mean, they without there being Dragon Balls, there are basically Dragon Balls.
It's true.
In this series. Only you don't need the Dragon Balls. You just need the power of love. That's all you need.
And we got that in space.
I love that. So much love. Everybody's title has love in it.
What other projects do you have coming up that for our viewers?
I've got. Let's see. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of promotion for like Sailor Moon stuff. So I'm like, Sailor Moon and Sailor Moon. But yeah, obviously we're still working on that, and I'm excited because we're almost on S. And I don't know who the cast is yet, so I don't know if they've even cast it or whatever.
That's awesome.
But yeah. So let's see other stuff. I have a couple of video games coming out soon. There's I don't know if I'm going to say the title right, but it's like Oni-chanbara. It's like Bikini Samurai Squad or something. It's about what the title says, but it's like my character's like a cowboy in a bikini and a sword and like a foul mouth. I'm like, all right.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I play Kagura. Also,
On board.
Devil Survivor 2 just came out, and I play Fumikano. Lords of Magna? I think Made in Heaven.
Sure.
There's a pun because it's maiden, as in like women. And I play Francesca in that. I'm trying to think. Yeah, and then in the fall we have Danganronpa, the third game coming out. I play Toko, and it's Danganronpa, another episode. So yeah, there's some cool stuff happening.
Well, you got a lot of stuff on your list. That's awesome.
And do any of you guys know Keiji Tang? He's another voice actor, and he's awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing... I'm going to tell him you guys said that. You're like, yeah.
No, I know the name.
But
I'll
like,
just have to IMDb.
We're going to be doing we're working on a web series this summer, and it's like a live action one where we're...
Oh, sweet.
It's going to be really,
Do you
really
want to elaborate a little bit about it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I'm trying to... It's basically, we're ghost hunters.
Okay.
Cool.
And it's kind of going to be a little bit like... I'm trying to find a good way to describe it without giving too much away. I don't know. It's like Scooby-Doo meets Parks and Rec. So I'm really excited about that. So I hope people tune in for that. I mean, we haven't shot it yet, so somebody's gonna be at home like tuned in for months.
That's so funny.
Just staring at a blank screen.
So excited for it.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Panel. Come back again.
Thanks for letting me put my feet on your couch.
So, where can everyone find you to, get up to date with your projects and stuff?
I feel like I have so many different social media accounts. I'm trying to figure out how to keep track of them. But let's see. Okay, so on Twitter, I'm Amanda_Celine. On Tumblr, I'm Amanda Miller VO, as in voiceover, and that Tumblr's probably my favorite place because I feel like it's the place I can be the most goofy and communicate with the fans the most. I have a Facebook page, and you just type in Amanda Celine Miller, and I'm there. And then that makes it sound like I appear. You just type it in, and I'm like Beetlejuice. Yes, what can I do for you, Otaku? And then I'm also on Instagram, but I can't remember if it's Mandy Saliner or Mandy Saliner.
I think it's Mandy Saliner 1.
All right.
But the R in that is actually because I was in love with the Backstreet Boys. Back when I was in 6th grade, I made my email, and it was Mandy Celine, and I was gonna do Richardson because I loved Kevin Richardson and I wanted to marry him, but that was too much effort
you
to
were
type.
A Kevin girl.
So I was Mandy Celine R. It was capitalized, but over time I lowercased it, and now I'm like, no, it's a nickname. It's just like a cute way of Mandy Celiner.
That's cute. All right. And guys, where can we follow you guys?
You can find me all over the internet at Emma Fyffe. It's my name. It's spelled EMMAFYFFE. That is all F's as in Fred, no S's as in snake. If you're listening, F and S tend to sound the same. You can see me on some other shows here at AfterBuzz TV. Stick around. Transformers Robots in Disguise is coming up next at 5. You can also watch me on The Cosplay Coach on Wednesdays on the Popcorn Talk Network at 4:00 p.m. And if you guys are going to be at Amazing Las Vegas Comic Con, June 19th through the 21st at the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, I'll be there. I'm going to be on a bunch of panels and moderating panels and stuff. So if you're going to be there, let's hang out.
All right, Megan.
I'm Megan. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. I'm also on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz, including Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Turn, Orphan Black, bunch of stuff. I've also started writing articles for the movie Chick with 2 Ks. Be sure to check those out. And next week, we have something special planned in store with Popcorn Talk. I won't say anything else, but be sure to keep an eye out for that.
Okay,
Nice.
and Markeia.
Markeia McCarty at Markeia McCarty, MarkeiaMcCarty. If you enjoy live comedy, I'm in Hollywood Fringe Festival. That will be June 13th at iOS. 8 o'clock is called Divorced at 24. Come and enjoy. And then I'm also in the show, the 10 o'clock show after that, which is improv comedy called Doctor Who Live, where we do an improvised episode, never seen before, never to be seen again, of Doctor Who. And that'll be, that's the second and fourth Saturdays all the time. So if you can't make it this Saturday, come for the next one.
All right, guys, and don't forget, go to dancebattleamericacasting.com to learn how you can submit your video for this new show on ABC, Dance Battle America. Again, it is created by our founder, Marie Menounos, along with Julianne Hough. They've been doing dance battles for a couple Christmases. They had Kate Hudson in the mix with them. So it's a really, really, really fun idea. And if you like to dance and you want to show your stuff, or you just want to be goofy, just make it fun, go over there, submit a video, and hopefully you can win a trip to Los Angeles, and
Nice. Come visit.
Yeah, come visit, hang out with us if you win. So go out there, dancebattleamericacasting.com. And also, don't forget, comments, questions, all that good stuff. Hashtag ABTV Sailor Moon along those 2 weeks where you will miss us or Sailor Moon as well. And I am Kaori Takee. You can find me at KAORIOUS, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And thank you again, Amanda Miller. Thank you so much for joining us, and come back anytime. And thank you guys again, follow the whole entire team at AfterBuzz TV, and we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks for some more Sailor Moon Crystal.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.